Okay, so this is a 2014 Ford F350, single rear wheels, 1 ton, heavy duty, super heavy duty. This is the front rotors and brakes I'm working on. So I'm replacing it with brand new ones because the old ones have already been wore down to the minimum thickness, which on this one the disc guard is 36 millimeters, and that's pretty much what they're down to right now, and they need to be resurfaced. So we're going to replace them now. Can't use the old ones. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean up this surface right here where the back of your rotor goes in and mates right here on this surface. It's very important that this is very clean. We have to get this as flush and as flat as possible against here. If not, what ends up happening is your brake rotor will go on slightly off, even, by maybe a couple of thousandths of an inch or more. It only has a certain amount of tolerance, and after that, you're going to get a lot of in and out with your rotor as it tries to go past your brake calipers, and that's where you get your pulsation in your brakes and stuff. So I'm going to try to clean this surface as best I can. This surface, of course, is already clean. If not, if this was the used rotor, I would clean that as well to the best of my ability and get as much of the old rust. This is the old rotor here. You can see it's in pretty hard shape. Lots of rust and stuff. It doesn't take much to throw these off. Safety glasses and hearing protection, of course. Okay, so we got it cleaned up here, ready to put our new rotor on there, but we're also going to be using this today, and some ways this is going to be a review of the Princess Auto Power Fist magnetic base holder and Power Fist Princess Auto dial indicator. Okay, we're going to use that as well. We're going to use that for checking what's called disc runout or lateral runout. Now, right off the bat, I can tell you this is a magnetic base, and basically that just moves the magnet down close enough where it's supposed to be able to hold this on. But what I've found so far, let's say I pick a good, it's hard to find anywhere here where there's a good piece of metal close where I can get it around the rotor, but even let's say I pick this base here, if I try to hold that on there, no way, that's not going to hold. So you may want to go for a better magnetic base. I really don't have much good to say about this one. Alright, anyway, that being said, I do have a workaround, and we'll be looking at that in a second. So all I've done here so far, we cleaned up the surface. We're going to put this on. Everything on this truck is big. And I'm going to secure it. There's 8 bolts in total, but I'm only use 4. I'll use 2 opposite ends. Some say you put them all on, you torque them all on the spec. Others say you just put on 2. The way I look at it, this guy just wanted the pad slapped on the old rotors and send her out the door. So anything I do above and beyond that is going to give them the best fighting chance possible to get this running as smooth as possible. Go. Now, I'm going to use the old rotor as my steady base to be able to check the runout on this. Now I get it to where it just barely touches, and then I use this one, can move it in. So she's not quite touching there yet. It's not touching the rotor yet. But then what I do is I move this one in until I see the needle moving, and I want to make sure I get myself about a good 10th thou or so in case there's movement in it. And then I tighten everything up and I do the first check of everything. So, everything's tightened up, everything's moving. Steady there. There we go. That's much better. Now, zoom this out a little bit, somewhere close to zero. So I'm going to get my first read on it. So start here and just start spinning until I see what's going on. I did a really good job. This is barely moving 1/1000 of an inch. Lots, so it's not bottomed out. I'm getting less than 1/1000 of an inch run out. Yeah, she's going from 1000 to 0 run out. I don't know if this camera will pick this up or not, but pretty good. Now, if it had been really out, which happened to the other side, and I've already got the other side done, what I did was I spun this around. I found the lowest point and the highest point, and I reset it back at the lowest point. Then I spun it again to find the very high point. When I found the high point, I took a black marker and I marked the high point on the hub, and I marked the closest stud. In that case, it was about 7/1000 of an inch. I then took the rotor off, spun it 180 degrees until the mark I had there was down on the opposite stud, put it all back on again, rechecked it, and it was only out by about 2 to 3/1000 of an inch, which is roughly within spec. You know, you can buy what's called shim plates to correct that. They're about $40 each or more, and there's none in this area. So this gives them the best fighting chance to have a smooth ride that I can give them. And that's pretty good. That's within spec right there. All right, let's put her back together again.